I've been hearing from leaders over and over, and I've been seeing it over and over, the number 11, and hearing from people about the transition they're in, feeling like things are shifting, recognizing that the Lord is inviting them to a different season. Now, in the midst of transition, going from one season to the next or one opportunity to the next, there are many times that we have to lay down or let go of things from the past season to get to the current season, to the next season. There's things, initiatives, projects, processes, people, things that we've built and developed that the Lord is saying you need to let that go. Not only the Lord, but just practically, you got to let go of certain things in order to move on to the next season. In this video, I just want to encourage you, first and foremost, to be aware of that you're not taking things into the next season that were supposed to stay in the last season. Are the things that you're being invited into practically as well from the Lord to say, hey, that process, that mindset, that behavior, that way of doing things has to lay down. You can't take it into the next season, otherwise you'll never go to the place you're supposed to go. It could be infrastructure. It could be, again, personnel. It could be things that you have developed and poured yourself into, projects, homes, whatever it is. But some of us are in this midst of this transition. The Lord is saying, hey, in order to move to the next season, this has to be let go. The other thing that I realized in the midst of that letting go is I have found that there's pride wrapped up in some of the things I did, or my identity and value in some of the things that I was a part of, and that the Lord is saying you've got to let go of that in that past season in order to move to the future. There's some hooks inside of us in the current things that we're doing, and just being vulnerable. The Lord just challenged me and saying, Tim, the very thing I'm asking you to lay down, part of the reason is because you had some pride in that. You actually had some identity and value wrapped up in that. Your value was coming from some of those things you're doing. And so I just want to encourage you two things. One is be aware of the season of transition. In the process of that transition, recognize what are some things, beliefs, mindsets, behaviors, possessions, processes, personnel, whatever that is, that you're supposed to leave in the past season and not necessarily move on to the future, the next season. But as you do it, check in with your heart. Is there anything that is holding on to? Why do I not want to let go of those things? What are the things that I'm having a hard time laying down? The Lord's inviting me to, or I need to because of where we're going. And why do I have a hard time letting those go? And recognize sometimes it's because I've found significance and value and identity wrapped up with those. And the best thing to do in those moments is to say, okay, God, I repent. Lord, forgive me that I found my approval, my satisfaction, my identity, my value in those things. And then begin to ask the Lord in the moment, even now as you listen to the video, Lord, what is it you're asking me to embrace for this next season? What is the truth? What are new mindsets? What are things you are inviting me to believe for in this next season as I step into it? And I believe as we do that, we begin to set ourselves up for with the mind of Christ, with his perspective into the season of transition versus holding on to past perspectives, approaches, behaviors, possessions, whatever it is that will limit us in this next season.